Okay, now we're on the alternator side of the motor. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing out. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm going to loosen this 13 millimeter stud where the main wire goes that I showed you a minute ago. And that's just using our little 1/4 inch. Go ahead and get this loose. Okay, get that off. Take that wire off. At the same time, if you want, you can go ahead and disconnect the plug, electrical connection. It's a little difficult to do, but or you can wait till you get it out, which is what I'm going to do. All right, so now we have to release the tension on our belt, and to do that, it just takes a regular 3/8 drive on a breaker bar, or this is a torque wrench, but my breaker bar is too long actually, which is kind of crazy. But if you can see down in there, let me see if I can get the light better for you. If you can see down in there, there is the tensioner right where the head of that is going in, and then you're going to pull it towards you to release the tension. So I'm going to give it a good ratchet, then pull it towards me, and I just reach down there and undo the belt off of the, and yep, I forgot to put my gloves on. It's hot. Whew. So now you should be able to release the, and of course I'm gonna put my gloves on because it's hot. All right. And I have to have my wrench back because it's what I need to use to undo that bottom bolt on the alternator. So on the alternator, let me show you what it looks like here out of the vehicle. So on the alternator, it's oriented just like that right there underneath this section of the motor, okay? So if you look, you have this section right here, and this section has a stud that goes through it with a nut on it that threads into the back, but also has a nut on this edge. You have to take that stud out. Then if you go to the bottom, you're gonna have this little window here, and on the back side there's a bolt or a nut that a bolt threads into, and it like pulls this forward and clamps it together. So you got to get this out. This is the 15 millimeter, and then this is the 7 millimeter. So you got to take both of those out. Set this over here. So for the 15 millimeter, and you can see it from the top. Like right now, I have my ratchet right on it. So I'm gonna stick my hand down in here, probably get in the way of the camera a little bit, but actually let me make sure I've got this set the right way first. And it's backwards. Switch that. There we go. Okay, now we can set that down in there, line it up with that bolt. Whoop. It may take you a few tries to get it on there. Sometimes I just go all the way down here with my hand and just put it on there so I can be sure that it's on there sometimes. Let's see. Let me see if I can get if I can get my arm in there without burning myself. Okay, there's the... May take you a minute. It's definitely faster and easier than going through the whole process of dismounting the wheel and taking all of the fender plastic off. Come on. Man, let me just give that a little quarter turn. There it is. There we go. All right, so now it's on. I'll put my hand down here to keep it on. And we'll just, maybe a little snug, but it'll break loose. Got plenty of leverage. Okay, go. There we go. Just make sure that your socket stays on there, because you don't want to have to reseat that more than you need to. Once it's loose, pull that out. Reach down there and undo it with your fingers. It's much easier. And there it is. And that's what the bolt looks like. Like a 4.5, 5-inch bolt with a washer on it. Next, you got to get that 7mm stud off. That 7mm stud is up higher, it sticks out. Matter of fact, maybe you can see it. Try to point to it here. It's right here. So you're just going to put something on the end of that and crank it out. And it is finger loose. There we go. Looks like that when you pull it out. Yeah. So now the alternator is loose. Now this is the part people, I think, get confused on. They don't think that there's any enough room to get this out. It's actually fairly simple to get out. I'm just going to reach in here with both hands and make sure, just wiggle it a little bit. Up and down, and then it will come loose. I'm going to pull it up, turn it sideways, and there it is, right there. Now you can see the one I'm pulling out is brand new, because the problem, like I said, make sure before you change the alternator that is the actual problem. I am not a mechanic. And I just dropped the socket down there. That's okay. I'm going to get this clip off now. And just pinch it, push it in, slide it back. And that is how you get the alternator out. Goes back in reverse order. So, as far as what I have seen, my experience doing this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. So, take it for what you will. But I hope that this helps people not bang their head against the side of something trying to figure out the best and easiest way to do this if you're going to do it yourself.